What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Fairshake podcast. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Felipe Savage, and with me today, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Killer Gills. Killer, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Just came home from work. Long day, but I'm happy to be here, bro.
Hey, listen, we're gonna have another banger cast, man. We're a leg down, but it's okay. It's okay because we rise to the occasion and the show must go on. But today's going to be a good day in terms of what we have lined up to talk to you guys about. We want to just say, first and foremost, we appreciate everyone for the amount of, love you guys have been showing the channel since we started dropping, new videos and new shows on here on the channel, and only more to come in terms of how far we're trying to get in the year 2022. I know myself, I've been doing the Get Wrecked series, so that's always going to come out week after week. And Chris actually has something for, working in behind the scenes too. You want to share a little bit of that, brother, early on here?
So, I'm it's something like your Get Wrecked, but you know how your Get Wrecked, the Get Wrecked bro is more Call of Duty centered, CRL centered. I wanted to do something like, with people we know, friends, people we know in the community and stuff. Just getting to know them outside of like gaming and stuff. Just a chill conversation. We're gonna call it, most likely gonna call it Extra Shake. A little 15-20 minute conversation with a friend or whatever. Nothing crazy, but just getting to know each other. Maybe getting to know your favorite player from the CRL outside of the game, or getting to know people that'll be on here, here and there, our family, friends, people we know. Something light, but
yeah, 100%.
Just my own thing.
100%, and I can't wait for that to come out. I know you are working hard at that, because in terms of just outside of gaming, there's people do more stuff, and that's always good. And when you guys come on the show and you guys talk to us and whatnot, in the perfect world, we want everyone to, be exposed to the platform and get to feel a part of the Fairshake Studios, starting here with the Fairshake podcast, of course. But today, I want to talk about the game we didn't get to speak about in the State of Play, because it released after the State of Play in terms of like when it released. And it's the Hogwarts game, man. That game is looking really good. I think for the most part, it has so much that it has already shown us in like that 22-minute trailer. But just your first initial thoughts before we get in like bit by bit.
First initial thoughts. It looks, like I said, instantly I'm like, oh man, I think I'm gonna have to get this. I was a fan of the books. Honestly, saw maybe a movie or two. Never. I haven't. It's been a while since I've seen the movies. I have to like rewatch them in order. But the books, I was a big fan of when I was younger, and it looks a lot like looks like a mixture of games. It gives me some God of War vibes, like the outdoors, fighting enemies type of thing. It gives me a little bit of Fable vibes with the magic. But it also gives me, I don't know if you played Bully, that Rockstar game. It was like in a school too.
I didn't play it, but I've seen
it gives me those kind of vibes with the school stuff. I'm also hoping if they do something like Persona 5, which I don't know if it was in the trailer because I skimmed through it, but like if the classes actually like help you upgrade specific things, like maybe characteristics or things of yourself, or if it helps you like get closer to like other students or whatever, like that'll help you. I don't know how that'll go, but it'll be cool if they'd had something like that, like Persona.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the route they're going, in terms of like, everything you do is going to benefit you in one way or another. It's kind of like how Harry went to all his classes and started to learn magic. And then he met Hermione and Ron Weasley, and they came along for his adventure and helped him in their own ways. So that's kind of what they're taking here too. Like you can like befriend different students to help you on your journey, which is super, super cool. I think for my first initial thoughts of the game that I've been saying since we spoke about it the first time is like it reminds me a lot of in combat style and even artwork. It kind of reminds me of Jedi Fallen Order. It has that that slowed down pace of using the Force, and it seems like a lot of the combat kind of takes from there as well. Now, how in depth it can go, I think it's sky's the limit in terms of I know like maybe 3 spells. In terms of my knowledge with Harry Potter in that whole, genre and whatnot. But for me, I think that this is going to be a game that you're going to pick up and play and just pump hours into it.
Yeah, and I'm looking now that it says holiday 2022. So that with is the other game Forspoken that's coming out around that time. PlayStation's gonna have, and if let's say best case scenario God of War comes out around that time, is gonna be a big year for PS5.
Yeah, if they could make that trio happen around the same time, it's going to be insane. But for the most part, I think the way that PlayStation has been right now is they are, because Microsoft is doing all these acquisitions, like buying all these amazing gaming companies. I feel like they have to put their foot down in terms of to their fans. It'd be like, hey guys, we're still here. We still have the amazing first party games, and we still have games on the platform that you're gonna enjoy and love. And I think one of them is gonna be this Hogwarts game to like really like give them that. I want to say that foothold on the year of 2020 in terms of gaming. Like, of course, Xbox bought Activision, but who knows when that's going to start to pay, like when we're going to start seeing those fruits of those companies, for us. But for right now, Hogwarts being in 2022 really puts it to where like now we have to put all eyes on PlayStation at so far. So I'm excited for the year of PlayStation thus far. But now, like, if we're just gonna break some stuff down, I really want to break down the mechanic that they were showing inside of the Hogwarts trailer, and it was like basically how you can do these little tasks that help you like build your character. And you go and if you've seen Hogwarts, if you've seen Harry Potter, you know that this place is huge. Right, there's like the lore in Hogwarts is crazy, dude. It's crazy. There's books that you can hop in and be, have an adventure there. Like, so it's like I want to really see how deep it goes in terms of, is it just something I play once? Is it something that, I can play, and as the DLC continues to come in, I could keep grinding that same character, and most of all, it's like when it comes down to the big question, how do I pick my school? How do I pick my what am I going to be? A Slytherin? Am I going to be a Gryffindor? Am I going to be a Hufflepuff? Because I'm not going to be a Hufflepuff, dude. I'm redoing my character instantly.
I'm hoping it's something like not like random or you pick. I would like it to be like part of the character creation. Maybe they ask you some questions like, this, like any questions, and they try to get a feel for your personality and then put you in that house, whichever your personality fits best. That's, I think, would be cool.
That would be.
But I also want, like, depending the house, like you said, is this gonna be a game I only play once? I want it to be like, all right, if I'm in Hufflepuff this playthrough, things will be a little bit different than if I'm in Slytherin my next playthrough. You know what I mean?
Agree, man. I just like, in terms of like questions, dude, just hit me right off the bat. Will you kill a student to be the most powerful wizard? Yes, instantly, dude. instantly, dude. Like, I'm sorry, Jimmy from down the block, but listen,
I doubt they'll be killing,
I'm
but
trying.
maybe you like turn him into a frog or something.
Dude, I'm trying to be the leader of the wizarding world, brother. 100%. I'm sorry, I don't play that. I'm not a Harry. I'm a what's his name? Draco Malfoy through and through,
What
brother.
if what if you all right? Because it's supposed to be before Harry Potter, right? Like before
Yeah,
the
like
movies and
way
stuff.
before. I think like
What
500
if
years,
what
something like that.
if you make a character and at the end he turns out to be what's the bad guy from Harry Potter?
Voldemort.
Yeah, imagine he turned
Oh,
out to
that's
be him.
crazy. That would be good. That would be good. But I believe Voldemort I don't know the lore exactly,
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
I don't think he's
Don't
500.
kill me in the don't kill me in the
They are
comments because I don't
destroying
know
you in
much
the
of the lore
comments. They're,
either,
they're like, dude, did you not read book number 3, dude? Where they say
dude.
he's 48? Dude, he can't be 500 years old. Dude.
Listen, yeah, I don't know the lore like that, so don't
No,
kill me in the comments.
listen, I would 100% play this game. And honestly, I would play the shit out of this game due to the fact that I love games like
100%.
that, that you can grind out. So, like, from what we've seen already, and this is no spoilers, you can just look it up on YouTube. It's like I love the fact that literally everything in the world is going to give you some form of benefit. Like, once I seen that you can open chest and find like different stuff, I was sold, bro, because anything with loot in it, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna play hours of 100%. But yeah, it's just the little things, man. I hope the game is not short. I hope the game is immersive in the way where there's actually, like, I can go, I could cut class and go do a mission and then come back to that class tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff is what I seen Harry do, so why can I not do it? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, I like the combat a lot. I saw there was like a clip that the guy, the player turned invisible and he was like going through the area like that. And then there was other clips that he was just going crazy with the magic, turning people, putting them on fire, just picking up barrels and throwing them at. Like, it's cool that it's gonna be like, you play your own way if you want to play
Yeah.
stealthy, if you want to play like balls to the wall.
Yeah.
So
If you want to just start putting wands in like a sword and just start, now, I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie, this game might be really, really good if they do like cosmetics right too. Because imagine like some wavy wand, bro.
yeah.
Like a
I was thinking
wavy
of that
wand, bro.
when you said like it reminded you of Jedi
Yeah,
Fallen
like how
Order,
you could
like
do the
the
saber.
lightsaber
Yeah, fire,
customization. Yeah, that
bro.
would be wavy. That would be
Fire,
wavy.
fire, 100%, bro. Like, honestly, that can be a game changer in terms of, like, for me, I love customization, man. If I can make my guy look different than your guy as much as I possibly can, the better it is for me
I
in
agree.
terms of how fun the game is and how I actually can feel like I'm a part of the story. And that's another thing. I hope that we can see little things like I'm a Easter egg kind of guy when it comes to games like this. So I hope that there's like an abundance of that. Like, you end up seeing like Professor Snape's great grandpa in
There
this,
definitely will be. There has
so
to be.
like the Malfoy bloodline, he's a part of it and he's being a jackass. Fuck Malfoys. Come on. Like, can we just all be Hermione Grangers, dude? Like, come on. Let's just chill. Let's make sure the
Nah,
wizarding world is protected.
there'll definitely be Easter eggs for fans of the books and the movies. There'll definitely be some.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Got to be fan service, bro.
Yeah, and the thing about this game is, like, people have been really wanting this game. That's another thing. Like, I go down Twitter and dudes are like, "Yo, dude, do not mess this game up. Do not mess this game up. Do not mess." Like,
I
there
swore it
are
was
some
leaked not like a
hardcore
year.
fans.
Wasn't it leaked like a year or two ago? Like they had like a little.
Oh yeah,
Somebody had leaked this.
yeah,
Like
they
there's gonna
did.
be like a Hogwarts game, and now it's coming out. So
Listen, these leakers are ahead of their time, man. They're ahead of their time. But any final touches on Hogwarts though? Any final say?
no, this is just must buy from, at least for me. I'm definitely playing this. This is definitely a game I have to get day one. Um, if there's any special editions that your wand glows or something, something crazy
Fire, bro.
cosmetic, I'm gonna have to get it because this
You're
looks like that
speaking
type
my
of game.
language, dude. You're speaking my language, dude. Literally, it could say, "Yo, pre-order right now. You get an iron wand, and I'll get it. I'll get 100% an iron wand, not wood. I'll take it." But yeah, just about the same thing as Chris said, Killer Ghost. Like this is gonna be a must buy in terms of like how I wouldn't be surprised if this game is like runner up or in the 5 games of Game of the Year, just because of how big Harry Potter is. And like honestly, it could be in there. Obviously, it's not going to win Game of the Year. Elden Ring already locked that down. There's not going to be anything else that beats Elden Ring.
You think so?
Dude, Elden Ring has locked it down and put away everything that comes out the rest of this year. Dude is not going to even compete because of how
this or Forspoken won't even be close. You think?
Not even close, because just how bro, the game is one of the hardest games people have played. I've seen people die on one boss 6 hours, and the guy ends his stream like, "Dude, I love this game." Like, dude, you just got rocked for 6 hours.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that wants to play it too. There's a part of me.
Look at it. Look at
because
that.
it looks. Because the main reason I want to play, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a Demon Souls guy. I never played any of them. I feel like I'll rage, honestly, because I'm just that type of guy. But like seeing people like beat a boss in 3 hits, or 2 hits, that shit is. That's the feeling I want. Like you're overpowered even for this kind of game. That's what I would want to do. Like I see like when Doc puts up his videos of him playing, or when he streams it, it's hilarious. So
and
that's why I want to play.
That's the thing about Elden Ring, man. It's just making everyone want to get up and give it a try. So it's true. When it's a game like that, man, it's clear cut locked it down, man. If anything else beats it out, bro, I am going to start saying that.
The only thing is, if it comes out, is God of War. That's the only thing that probably give it competition.
You think so?
Hell yeah! What?
But God of War, I feel like it's just a one platform game. Like
still, bro, I'm telling you, bro.
These Elden Ring's everywhere. That's one.
But 2, God of War it'll definitely be like between both of those if it comes out this year.
That would be surprising, man. I wouldn't mind that being like a runner up at all. But if it wins, that means that game got to be nuts, dude.
I mean, the first one, the other one was the last one.
The last one was really good. I've seen a lot of streamers play through it, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for sure. I know that like one thing about that game is just like nostalgia heaven for a lot of people. So they love that whole franchise and whatnot. But I can see that happening. I can see it getting second, like. And the winner is, and there's a drum roll, and it's Elden Ring.
Some people like have God of War as their favorite game all time, and it just came out not too long ago.
No, that can't be.
Yeah, bro. There's people.
I can't agree with people like that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's 2 games in the entire like PlayStation, I would say, library, the PlayStation library, that when people say it's their favorite game, I'm like, is that the only game you played there? And one is God of War, and one's Uncharted. Like, don't get me wrong, they're both great games, but there's no way you don't see all the games PlayStation have and say, oh yeah, those are the only 2. Like,
Uncharted is really good too.
Yeah, it is really good. But those are like the staples. Every time I tell a PlayStation,
100%, that's a staple.
What's your favorite PlayStation game? Yeah, it's Uncharted or God of War for sure. I don't know which one, but I think it's Uncharted. Like, that's always it, bro. But for me, man, having played not the newer gen PlayStation, but like the mid gen PlayStation for like when Horizon Zero Dawn came out, bro. Horizon Zero Dawn is one of my favorite games of all time.
I have the new one. I have the new one. I haven't even started because I'm so backlogged on games.
Bro, that game was so fun, bro. I remember
Yeah, I
playing
agree.
that game, yo,
Very
night
underrated
and
too.
day,
Not a
bro.
lot of people. I feel like not a lot of people talked about it. Like
Yeah,
I was
not
one of the ones
enough.
that
Not
beat it, and I'm
enough.
like,
Not
I was
enough,
asking people, "Hey, you beat it? Like, you like it?" And they were like,
bro.
"Oh no, I haven't beat it." I'm like, "Are you
Bro,
crazy?"
all I know is that game. Like, I remember playing it, and I was sitting in a bush while the things would pass by me, and like, yo, this game's fire, dude.
My favorite thing was
Fire.
making them fight each other. You know how you could
Yo, yeah,
take over one of them? I would get like I think the best one was like the alligator one, and then you'll have like the cheetah one, and when they fight each other, I'll be just watching.
bro, I'm
That was
telling
my
you,
favorite thing.
that game was. I don't think it's underrated because yeah, there's people that love it, but like that's got to be
To
top.
the staples is underrated. I
Yeah,
feel.
like that's a top game on that thing. Like I haven't tried Forbidden West yet, and I don't want to watch anybody play because I'm like, bro, at some point I need to pull the trigger and finally get me a PS5 and get that game because, dude, that game's crazy. But moving
Yeah.
on, I want to talk about Destiny 2 for a little bit. You know, Witch Queen came out like about a couple of months ago,
Mhm.
February 22nd. And
Yeah.
it's a game that, man, I could go back and play, but it's like it's been hard to stay on it because of one thing and one thing only is how left behind I feel. Right, in terms of like, if you don't play a season, dude, there was a cracked exotic weapon that season before, and now you have to do
That's true.
3 times as much just to get that one weapon. You know, like, I feel so backed up, and this is one thing that I really dislike about Destiny. The franchise is great, and that's another thing that we can talk about is PlayStation's purchase of Bungie, because they did purchase them, so that's cool. But it's like I miss a couple seasons, and I feel so like out of the story. I feel like so lost. Like, where am I in the story? You know, I feel like they don't do the best in telling you, hey, this is what you missed. You know what I mean? So, but the game
Yeah.
itself is really good. I enjoyed the campaign. I know we tried to do it on Legendary together. Ultimately, got to the final boss, and we just
That
scrapped
shit
it.
was crazy. Yeah.
Yo, like, it was insane. Like, the game was good. The Legendary campaign really felt legendary. But man, bro, like, I feel like they're dropping the ball. But I just don't know. As a player that's coming into it, I don't know what ball that is, and that's what bothers me. It's like, I know the game is fun. I can play it for a couple hours, but then I start to be like, why did I just play that? And I don't know if that
So
happens to you, but that's me,
yeah.
so to speak.
So for me, it's like I understand what you're saying because it does cater to two. I feel like it caters to both casual and like people who want to heavy grind it. Because like me, I'm more of the casual. Like I'll do my weeklies, try to get my light up and try to be. I'm trying to do the raid, sometime soon, so I could go through that. But like then there's also the hardcore side where there's people grinding for guns with specific roles. Like there's god roles and like there's specific perks on guns for PvP that are better than, other guns. Like the weeklies they'll be like play 3 PvP matches. I'll get rocked, honestly. I used to
Yeah,
be good and now I'm getting rocked. But
me too.
at least it's like, oh, only play. You don't have to win. There's some
Yeah.
that it says you have to win, and I'm not doing that. But I feel like it caters to both, honestly, because you can just do your weeklies in one day and be good, or you can be like my brother back there, heavy grinding it for the guns and stuff, and it caters to both audiences. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I can see that point 100%. But my biggest thing with like Destiny is like at some point the double thing doesn't always work. And I hate when I'm trying to play a strike and there is one of those players with me, those really hardcore players, and dude is fighting the boss while I'm still on the first horde. Like I'm like okay, thanks.
Yeah, they speed run it, yeah.
It's like they're speed running it, and it's like, come on, like dial it back, and in that regard, I would hope that they start to figure out some kind of way that we don't get paired with those people, because the same thing happened to me, man. And this is mostly why I just started playing Gambit when we got back into it instead of like playing PvP. It's because I was playing PvP and I was getting rocked by a gun, right? An exotic gun, right? That you can only get if you were like season 9. And the only way to get that gun now is by getting an exotic shard, which to do that is just like you got to do this 5-hour grind for. And I'm like, man, I'm just not in for that, man. I'm not in for getting rocked by, a specific kind of gun that I don't have in my inventory. So I shut it right down. And in terms of like, I still want to play. I still want to be play the raid and stuff, of course. But it's like, man, I don't know if I'm Destiny material, dude.
No, I feel you. That's why I say it like it's for certain people, certain things in the game for certain people. Like back in the day when I was really into it, I would do the trials and stuff. This was when I want to say Destiny 1 trials was what COD? Maybe COD BO3. Maybe that's why I didn't play a lot of BO3.
Yeah.
Because I was more in my Destiny and Battlefield stage, so...
Yeah, I think.
But now, bro, forget it. That I can't even keep up. Like, I would need like a good week just to get used to the PvP,
Yeah, and not just to get used to it, but to maybe in another week to grind to get the guns that are viable and those specific roles, bro. Because you get into a match and dude has the god roll of the best gun, you're then your back is against the wall. You are getting absolute melted when it comes to Destiny 2. But man, you know what? I did wanted to rate it, the DLC for the Fairshake podcast archives, and the DLC as a whole for me 7.5.
I was gonna say the same exact thing. That was a perfect number that came into my head. 7.5.
Yeah,
the story's cool and all that stuff. Legendaries is a little like it scales with more people, which I understand, but with 3 people sometimes it's like too hard, and then it goes from being too hard, and then when you're playing by yourself, it's like, is this even legendary? Like,
yeah, exactly.
So it's weird.
Exactly. And that annoyed me to my core, man. Reason why I give it a 7.5 is due more to the fact that it's like the game is good, the story is good, everything is good, but it's just the way in which you play that DLC is like determines how good of an experience you get. Excuse me. Maybe I have a better experience if I did legendary by myself and didn't have to, fight hordes that I literally guns. There were some guns that did no damage. Like some guns I had did no damage. And I don't feel good. I don't feel like a guardian of the galaxy type of, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like somebody that's the protector of the light doing 200 damage to a boss that's like what, 3 million? There
were a lot of sponges.
Dude, no shot. That's fun. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry, but 7.5. It seems like 7.5 for you, so that's gonna average out to 7.5. Fairshake 7.5, and honestly, we gave it the Fairshake. We did what our name entails. We gave it a chance, and I am still trying to do the raid, of course, but I don't know if by end of raid I'm saying, hey, yeah, let me tack on 2 more points for that. But
yeah, if it'll change your mind, I feel you.
Yeah, but for that, we'll have to wait and see. But in terms of Destiny, I think that we're all said and done on that point. And just the back half of this cast, man, I really just want to talk on that one-on-one, me and you. We do have our third host missing. He's currently dealing with some issues, and we wish him the best and speedy recovery. But yeah, you as a person, I think that if you want to get into it, we could start that extra shake-ish here and just get like a small interview for the people for you if you're down for that.
I'm down for whatever,
Hey,
bro.
let's do it. Let's do it. I do have some questions here over onto the side. And it's like we've been doing this podcasting for 2 years. And I really want to know from just your point of view, how has that journey been from the start of episode 1 to right here now in the new look Fairshake Studios?
Um, well, we always used to talk about doing stuff like this. We would we would play Black Ops 4. What was it? The Battle Royale. Forgot the name of it.
Blackout.
We would play Blackout. We would play Battle
PUBG.
PUBG. We'll play all that stuff. And we would just be, as we say, chopping it up, like just, shooting the shit, talking, like boys do when you're playing video games. Like, oh, what would you rather do? Would you rather eat a hot dog or a slice of pizza? Like, would you rather have an arm or a leg cut off? Weird
I
shit like
remember
that. We would
those.
always talk about,
I
and
remember
it'll
those.
last. It'll last hours. These conversations while we were playing. So we were like, yo, we could do this as like a little podcasting. We always laughing at each other's shit. We feel like everybody else would enjoy us talking our shit or whatever, because we're all like, I think we were all like pretty funny, the original cast and this cast,
Yeah.
both iterations, and the people we know too are pretty funny, and they get our sense of humor. So that's where it really started, like just us basically being ourselves as boys, shooting our shit, but just with a camera in our face and a mic, recording.
Hey, it's always good to see that rise from the bottom and to where we are now. And I have some smaller questions, maybe funnier questions. Is who was the best guest that you had on the Fairshake podcast prior to the Fairshake Studios? So obviously we haven't had our first guest here yet on this new look Fairshake, but who was your favorite guest and funniest moment?
That's hard, man. Like, we had my brother, who he's very like, you want to talk about games, he could talk about all day, and you'll never get bored talking to him. We had your brother Annuity.
Oh, Jesus.
He's one of the funniest guys I know personally. So, but probably my favorite is I don't think you were there for him, but the Fats Jose's brother Julian, or the IRL ones that he was there for.
The I remember, yeah. I remember those.
That
Yeah.
and probably one of the big moments was when they were arguing, him and Fat Jose, his brother,
Yeah.
our third cast member, and then they, to get the real story, they actually FaceTime their mom live on the show to say the story, and that was just hilarious. So I think that was like my favorite guest and funniest moment.
Yeah, I remember that moment. I hands down laughed. The next question is, you yourself as a caster, what are some things that you have done in terms of like, I put here, what are things you've worked on from the start to now?
You mean caster as this, or caster in Call of Duty?
No, casting, like podcasting, being a podcaster. Like, what are some things you had to learn along the way and improve on from then till now?
Oh, like definitely talk a lot more. Like, I feel like in the beginning I was a little nervous. Like, I wouldn't talk as much. But it's like after a while you just get used to it. Like, I learned just be like, it's just like if you was on, a Discord call or Xbox party chat with your boys playing a game, minus some of the words and curses that you use, but it's just like a toned down version of that. But that's all it is. Like, eventually I learned that, so.
Yeah, I think all of us learned that at some point, that we got to let the weights off and just let loose, be ourselves. And that's when we started to know, like, man, the creativity of, the original cast and this cast is through the roof in terms of what we can do, what we can talk about. So the final question is basically, who is one podcast person or group that you would love to have on the Fairshake Studios?
I'm a big basement yard guy, so like Joe or his old get podcast host Danny, that he has his own thing with his brother, the Low Priori podcast. Both
Yeah,
of
Low
those guys are
Priori.
like, they are my top favorite. Like I listen to them probably every episode. So that would be my number one, honestly.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. I think that would be a hilarious podcast if we did ever get them here on the show. But I think that that's all about it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you like that, extra shake of the podcast,
Little preview of
preview
what
of what can
it might
happen.
be.
Yeah, and it's only about going up from here, man. Again, there's going to be so much things here on the channel. At Fairshake Studios, we're working on the back end and just continue to bring you guys content and more things you guys can watch on day-to-day basis. Not just this podcast, but this podcast is the start of it all. This is where we will always come to. This is always going to be a part of the channel. Not everything you see might always be there, but everything will always be playlisted and archived for you guys to watch. But yeah,
we're gonna have a bunch of things. No, like I said, we're gonna have a bunch of things. Like you have Get Wrecked, which is doing very well. A lot of people love it. I feel like that was a very smart move by you doing it, and I know the community appreciates you for giving the players a voice, because before there wasn't really a voice for them, and we just want to highlight the players on that show. Then, we got this. Our original podcast is just three friends chopping it up. Then, we got extra shake coming, hopefully soon. A little bit extra, a little, like it is an extra shake, like little extra mini episode with people you may or may not know. And, that might have their own stuff going on. You could follow them too, Then we got our Twitch coming out soon. Hopefully, we'll start, instead of casting games on my channel, we'll use that. For people in the rec league who, can't get their game casted, they could get casted by me and you.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff. I don't know if we could say, but there's other stuff in the works, man. There's a lot of stuff in the works.
In the works. The back end is looking mighty good right now. If you can see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back. The words of Doja Cat. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for today. We want you to know. Have a good day. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, because we know you guys. And goodbye.